What is up, Techno fam? What is going on? Chana D here, and I hope you're having a great day. We are about to check out the HDMI adapter I got from Denon, and it is the SPK618, and you get one of these for free, and this is kind of to alleviate the HDMI 2.1 chipset mismatch bug that happened in the 2020 Denon and Marantz AV receivers. Now, before we get started with that, I do want to let you guys know that I have officially launched my guides via Retrieve, and Retrieve is a platform that allowed me to kind of collect a lot of videos and put them into one place. So if it's videos about, TVs and TV buying strategy, they're all in one place in my TV buying guide. And my Sony TV videos are all in one place in the Sony TV guide. Now you can check out my guides down in the description. There will be a link for all of my guides, and it's really cool. And I can't wait to get the AV receiver ones all in one spot, because when you pay for one of these guides, it is an evolving thing. So you pay your $4.99 for one of the guides, and whenever I make new videos about the same type of content, whether it's a Sony TV, Denon, or Marantz setup video, those will go automatically into those guides, and you have access to that, and everything's in one place. It's pretty cool. I thought it was great, and I got some help from this company because I didn't really have the time to do any of this stuff. So they did all the heavy lifting. I just made the videos. Anyway, check those out. All right, so basically it's been a couple of months since I signed up for the HDMI adapter, and instead of wasting everybody's time and being like, oh my God, does it work? Does it not work? It works, okay? Xbox Series X going into the adapter, going into the 8K port on the X6700H Denon, it works. But with the LG C1, there is something called the game optimizer, and for some reason, that's not activated. So I don't know if that's just a thing that, Denon and Marantz didn't think about when they created this HDMI adapter thing, but yeah, it doesn't work. Anyway, let's go and jump upstairs and check it out. So right now, the Xbox is connected directly to the TV via HDMI 1, and HDMI 2 on the LG C1 is connected to the output from the Denon 6700H. All right, so let's quickly unbox the SPK618. It's pretty straightforward. We get the SPK618 box. On the front, there's just an LED for input signal. Turning it around, we've got an HDMI in, an HDMI out, and a power port. It does come with two cables. You get an HDMI cable, and you get the USB to USB mini jack for power. And then you have the adapter and a bunch of different plugs for whichever part of the world you live in. All right, guys, so now I've got the Xbox going into the SPK618, and the other HDMI cable out of the SPK618 is going into the 8K port on the 6700H. And now we only have one HDMI connected to the TV, and that is HDMI 2 coming from the Denon 6700. All right, so here we are in the Denon menu. First thing we're going to need to do is run an update. Let's go down to General, Firmware, check for update. No update required, latest version installed. Okay, so we are good to go. But if your Denon or Marantz needs an update, you need to update it. I'm not sure exactly which update version you'll need, but it's just better to have it updated. So update it if you're trying to do this. Okay, so let's back out of here and go into video. All right, and let's go to 4K, 8K signal format. And you want to make sure this is set up to 8K enhanced. Most of you may have had this on just enhanced, but some of you might have even have this on standard. We need to keep this at 8K enhanced for this to work. Okay, now let's select the 8K input port on the Denon and go over to the Xbox Series X settings and go into TV and display options. We get 4K UHD 120. Let's go to 4K TV details. And it looks like we're getting all green check marks, so this should work. Let's go over to video modes. Everything is checked. We've got video modes like Dolby Vision. Okay, so let's go start a game. Looks like I get the Dolby Vision logo in the upper right hand corner of the LG C1. Now when I press the cog button on the TV remote, I usually would get the game optimizer pop up. It's a big like purple thing in the center here, but that's not happening. If I go to the picture mode, I do see Dolby Vision mode with the game optimizer, but where is the game optimizer? It's not here, but at least we know it's in game mode. And yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the settings of the game real quick, and under graphics, I can see that 120 Hertz refresh rate is enabled and we're in 4K resolution and we get Dolby Vision. We just don't get the game optimizer. Now let's press info on the Denon and one more time to get the video info. And so we've got 4K, VRR, Dolby Vision, YCBCR 422, BT 2020, 32 gigabits per second, and ALLM is active. All right, so that's a little weird. I mean, it works, and I played a game without any issues without using the game optimizer. I was going through the Denon and everything seemed to play very well. I didn't have any issues. I didn't have any lag. This is me playing here through the Denon. And of course, there was no AV sync issues that a lot of people seem to have when they are running the Xbox to the TV and e-arcing all of the audio back to the AV receiver. So that begs the question, well, why isn't the game optimizer working? A, that's the first question. Second question is, do I really need the game optimizer? B. C, why am I saying the letter after I say the thing? I don't know. So C, would I want to change anything or, you know, go to this, because I've been doing it direct from the Xbox to the TV this whole time. And if I go into that and show you guys, here it is, HDMI number 4. This is the Xbox directly connected to the TV. And when I press the cog button, the game optimizer shows up. And now we have a refresh rate that's running and it shows us what's going on as far as the VRR. And we can change the game type from standard to FPS or first person shooter. That's the type of game I'm playing. And if we go into all settings, we can definitely see that the picture mode is still Dolby Vision with the game optimizer. And this time, unlike when it's attached to the Denon directly, the game optimizer is actually here and pops up. So the SPK618 does work, yes. However, there's no game optimizer. So the big question is, how is that going to affect you guys? I don't know. Do I care? I mean, okay, here's my thing. If I'm going to use the SPK618, I'm going to be putting 2 more cables into that back rat's nest of nonsense behind my TV, along with another box, and it's going to take up another power outlet on my power strip. So I'm probably not going to be using the SPK618. I know a lot of you have been talking about eARC and AV sync issues. I do not experience that at all with my LG C1 going to the Denon AVR. I also did not experience that with, you know, my 2019 E9 OLED as well. So for me, I don't really think I want to use the SPK618. Now, if you have one and, you know, you have an LG C1 and, you know, you like using the game optimizer, let me know down in the comments if that is a deal breaker for you. Is it a make or break situation, not having that game optimizer? I don't know. I mean, I can play with it, without it. I didn't seem to, you know, care or notice a whole lot of difference. But I probably will not be using the SPK618 just because it's adding another box, another 2 cables, and it's taking up a power port on my power strip. So I'll be putting it in storage and just keep running the Series X straight to the TV, eARC the audio over to the AVR, and then I can have my PS5 go directly into the Denon 6700H. I mean, I barely use that thing anyway, so whatever. You know, I've got a Logitech remote. I press one button, it does everything. I don't know. I don't think it's such a big deal. Yes, it sucks, right? That's why, you know, we bought this thing, because it has the one 8K port or the one HDMI 2.1 input. But yeah, this is just, it is what it is, I suppose. So at least it works. We got 4K 120 HDR and Dolby Vision gaming. All of that is coming through. The Denon, we're just not getting LG's game optimizer. Maybe there's some setting somewhere, I don't know, that I got to turn on to get that when we're going through the Denon. I'm not sure. But if you have like a Samsung TV that doesn't have a game optimizer, or any other TV that doesn't have a game optimizer, maybe not a big deal. For those of you that have an LG C1, it could be an issue if you actually use that. I don't really, I mean, you saw I had it on standard and then I switched it to FPS. So I don't even know like really what it does, but it is cool to turn it on just to see and make sure, okay, we're in 4K 120 instead of going into the Call of Duty settings, going into graphics, and then making sure 120 Hertz is enabled. Although when I'm in a game and I start walking around, I can easily tell if we're in 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. It's very, very easy for me to tell now when I go from 120 frames per second down to 60. It looks like a mess. Like I didn't think I'd be that much of a snob about it, but like, yeah, it's very noticeable when you're going from 120 to 60. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.